Breaking news, it's a done deal. The Chicago Cubs have acquired Kyle Tucker in a trade with the Houston Astros. Tucker is a free agent after this season. He is a superstar. He's one of the best players in Major League Baseball, period. Last year was on an MVP track on that conversation at the start of the year. Of course, he went down for about half the season with an injury, but when he is on the field, he's a stud. He's been on the field for the majority of his career. There's no injury-plagued label on Kyle Tucker. Guys, he's a five-tool player. Am I right? How do you describe Kyle Tucker? Like, give me the scouting report on what the Cubs are getting. We'll go to the Astros side in a moment. But what are the Cubs getting? Because, Kratz, there's a lot of vanilla in what the Cubs were putting out there recently. And they said, we need a superstar. This is a superstar. They need to switch things up. Some teams felt like that. This helps.
The minute he got put on the market coincided with the Soto deal. Ironically, some of the numbers this man puts up coincide with Soto. You're sitting here going, he's not going to walk as much. I get it. He is a Astro machine. Astros changed up how you take your at-bats, the way you swing at pitches, what pitches you swing at, and he's only gotten better. He has done a great job of zoning in his pitches, but then being able to put the bat on the ball on pitches that are on the edge when it comes to two strikes. To me, you're talking about getting a guy that had a 181 OPS plus, and I think Soto's OPS plus last year, I get it, more at bats, was 188 or 186, almost similar OPS plus. That's how you compare players that have different amount of at bats and their production. This is a huge, huge get. We're talking about a monster. Oh, he can play the outfield too.
Stud, kind of piggyback what Kratzy said, man. This guy, I would love to see him go to, more of a team in contention. Don't get me wrong.
Shots fired.
No, I'm not shooting shots. I'm just spitting facts. But, overall, I think, the Cubs did a really good job here of getting him. They gave away a couple guys, as we talked about. But this is nice, man. This guy can play. He's just a ball player. And Dusty Baker always said it best. When you get named, hey, look at that guy, man. That guy's just a ball player. And that's what he is. He's a ball player, and he plays the game the right way, and he can mash. And his swing is beautiful. I don't care what anybody says.
All right, guys, ready for this? The OPS plus league ballpark adjusted, right? For Juan Soto was 178. Kyle Tucker, 181 this past season. Kyle Tucker played half the season. Okay, that is true. Almost exactly. 78 games. Baseball Reference WAR was about 5. And for Soto, his Baseball Reference WAR in a full season was 8. So if you do double up what Kyle Tucker brought in his prime years for the Astros this season, he was, according to many front offices, a more valuable player. Okay, I'm not saying that's my choice, but that is how many people would look at him. Just to give you an idea of the ballpark of value of where this player is. Not the same bat, far superior glove and base runner, more well-rounded ball player. And really just the facts. You're right, Todd Father. He's going to a team that hasn't been great lately. They need a superstar. They get one here. He had the bone bruise is what the Astros called it. Eventually it was revealed it was a fracture. And it's a big torque guy too, right? Kratz with the swing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a different type of swing. It's a different swing that he kind of cuts himself short. It's not that like fluid looking, but man, does it do!
I like it.
It does tons of damage, and the fact that he's never struck out more than 100 times in a season. He's 112. I think he had 112 RBIs 2 years ago. He was on pace for that again. 107 the year before. He's only 20. He's going to be 28 this year. Like, to me, I love it. And for giving up Isaac Paredes, I love the pickup. He should have been coveted by a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm. Wait, one more, and then let's go to the Cubs side of things. Well, there it is. Paredes, Wisniewski, Cam Smith. One more on Tucker, and then we'll go over the return for Houston. Dana Brown said, Kyle Tucker, Astro for life. Don't worry about it. GM of the Astros.
Whoops.
Not anymore.
Just got to be careful when you're saying that stuff. I love Dana Brown. He's very straightforward. He's a guy that's been in the biz for a long time. He's one of my favorites. He was one of the keys behind the Atlanta Braves dominance in the last 5 to 10 years. I mean, he's the guy that would find and sign a lot of the top talent. But he's in the GM chair now, and you got to be careful because Kyle Tucker's damn good, and he's a year away from free agency. So this was said about a year and a half ago, but Kyle Tucker is not an Astro for life because he's now a Cub.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he undervalued what Kyle Tucker was, or what Kyle Tucker would have taken. You know, he's kind of a quieter person, all that stuff. Maybe Dana Brown didn't realize that Juan Soto pushing the market like it did. Kyle Tucker really could be a $350 million player.
And he doesn't have to go outside the box either. Just do what he does best. Don't feel like you got to do too much. Just keep mashing from the left side, playing a good defense. He's got a cannon of an arm too as well. He's a beast. And I think any team would like him to go out there and dominate. And this is a good step forward for the Cubbies as well.
Okay, now let's spend a few minutes on the Houston side. So Hayden Wesneski, nice little pitching depth to add to the mix. Okay, Cam Smith could be a dude. That's a high-end prospect for a Cubs team that actually was in good shape with position player prospects. So this is something that's totally fine. And in my mind, for Cubs fans, very, very worth it. You need to go get more competitive in the National League Central. If you're not going to ball out for someone like Soto, you get Tucker for a year, try and wine and dine and extend him. But even if not, you got to be more competitive next year. This helps. Okay. So now Isaac Paredes. I'm going to take you back, Kratz, because I started looking through my notes and the fit I had for Paredes at the trade deadline. I was like, Paredes to the Astros first base last year. Didn't happen. And I'm like, boom, now we get it. Now we get to see the extreme fly ball pull hitter do his thing in Houston with that freaking bandbox that they've got, and the Crawford boxes specifically in left field. This is a park that, in my mind, is perfect for him. He'll do the little dance Ross Stripling told us where he'll work all fields, but his power is to one place, okay? And he was a stud in the first half for Tampa Bay. His numbers fell off with Chicago. The Cubs park factor-wise, was third toughest according to StatCast for right-handed hitters last year. Houston's plugging him in and saying, let's go, baby. This guy's about to be a force for us. It's not Kyle Tucker, but this is a really good big league replacement bat.
Big league replacement bat that can play third and first. We talked about it a little bit. You can't sit there and go, well, he's at third now, so Alex Bregman, it'd look nice if they bring Alex Bregman back and they go and put Paredes at first, especially since you don't have to pay Tucker now. Maybe you can pay Bregman.
Mm-hmm. All right, be right back for the TV